So this is an important play. It's a complex play. It illustrates a lot of ideas. We're both in co-lunga stretta, as all these are in this section, and we're right across from each other. I'll use this stick to show. We're directly across from each other in co-lunga stretta at this measure where our points are not really overlapping. And I have to make the semblance of a mandritto, an action that resembles a mandritto, advancing my right foot somewhat, he says, Anonimo says. So normally, if I wanted to actually strike somebody with a mandritto, I'd raise my arm, I'd step my right foot. Now this would be toward his left side, and I'd turn myself. I'd go here and reach. Now the angle that I'm at is now different, as you can see from where I began. We are right across from each other. But when I make this action, I'm turning myself, changing into a position like this. Anonimo states that when that happens, the other person will go into guardia di entrare. That's a position from your first position. You're going to turn your hand. You're going to raise it up slightly above your own shoulder. You're going to bring now the feet can be in various ways, but take the left foot, the back foot, around behind the front foot. And your hand is slightly higher than your own shoulder, and turn your edge slightly upward, your true edge, a bit up. So what that means is, if I threw a mandritto, a real one, to hit him in the head, advancing my right foot, that would get me hit in the face. He would be simultaneously blocking that mandritto with his true edge, and I would be getting his point in my face. But Anonimo says, make the semblance of a mandritto. It should resemble it, but it's not. And when he says that I advance my right foot, there's a difference there. Note this. When I throw the mandritto to hit somebody, where's my front foot? It's right here. Now, when I make this attack now, and he goes into guardia di entrare, I make a semblance of the mandritto, but as he goes into guardia di entrare, I'll avoid his parry by making an action called a mulinello, and I'll strike his leg. But note where my foot is now. It's not in the same place. If it were in the same place, I would be getting his point in my face. So that's important. I don't want to go where he thinks I'm going to go, where he's expecting me to go. Keeping that in mind, now I make this show. Part of making the show is this first motion, and I start to throw it. He thinks, what's going to happen? I'm trying to hit him, but I go here and step. Look where I moved, and look what I do. Instead, hit him in the leg. Okay, making a mandritto and changing it at the last moment. They even say when your sword gets within 4 inches, 4 fingers of their blade, turn it in the manner of a mulinello. So that it's about to hit, right before it's about to connect there, it turns. I drop it, and then strike him on the other side, a reverso. So putting that all together, raise your arm first, don't step yet. Raise this. Start even to throw it. I still haven't stepped yet. Make it, he really thinks I'm throwing it. Looks like I am. Looks like I'm putting power into that. And when I go, I'm stepping here, reaching the leg, and not with his point in my face. A little bit of lowering there as well. I'm inside his point, below it, and to the left of it, to my left of his point. So, watch this, go get into the position. It's got to withstand a strong strike. It's not a wimpy soft, it's not a soft position. It's got to be very strong. And because of that, when he sees me form a mandritto and throw it, he throws his sword up there like that. If I did step forward to hit him, yeah, I'd be running into it. But it's not that he's placing his point in my face, he's blocking my cut. I will run onto his point simply because of where his point is, how he threw it up there in such a way to adequately defend himself against my true edge cut. So with that in mind, now you see that my action takes me away from his point. And the other thing that's very important about this is the tempo, the timing of my step. Start to make the mandritto, start to throw it, but do not move your feet, not yet. Don't step on the mandritto because that's dangerous. I need to draw out his response before I step for my safety. So I'll start my mandritto. I'll throw it, but I won't step until the mulinello, until I avoid his true edge. When my point drops, I can throw a feinted mandritto without stepping. That can't reach him. But it looks the same, and he doesn't know whether I'm going to step or not. He sees the mandritto. I could be stepping, but I can throw it without stepping. A little turn of the body here, right? So don't step. Save the step when you avoid now step. And that's the tempo in which you'll capture that target. Now from the patient here, I see that mandritto coming toward me. I'm going to go up into guardia intrare. I need to keep that away from my face. So I take my hand in such a position to intercept that. I can move my foot. Good idea. It's normally the case to bring the rear foot up close behind around the other foot. Now, when I miss, I don't feel anything. When I don't feel anything and I see this coming at me, I parry that downward with my true edge. Quite simple. Point to the ground, parry that. I can turn into that. So do that. That's the next part. Go to parry in guardia intrare. That failed. Stop that by turning into it using your true edge. Point to the ground. I'm making, this is the show. That's the show. He sees that. That's enough to make him go into his defensive position. And then I step. And it's a single tempo action. There exists things like this where you go 1, 2. That's a 2-tempo action. 2 moments of time. And that's okay. That exists. But that's not this. Think differently about this. When my foot hits the floor and he's expecting to hit my blade, I'm hitting his leg. That all happens in one tempo, not 2. And you see the counter here when I'm attacked and I go into guardia intrare. See my point? People are worried that the point here is a problem and is of significance, but it's not, because when I need to make my next defensive action, it has nothing to do with my point. Can't use my point. It's already too late for that. It's already too late. He's already inside of it, and below it, I can't use my point there. He's hitting my leg. I have to deal with that. So you drop your true edge to the ground, point low, block that. Now, there's more. That's to be countered. So if I am the agent now, make my show, take my step, he blocked that, I throw a falso and hit that. And here's how. I don't need to step. The show, the transformation, the leg strike, I'm blocked. I raise my point. I throw my false edge up in a circular way, clockwise, that strikes up into his arm. And I don't need to move. You got blocked. Flip it over. And it's the backside, false edge. There. Turn your sword around from the reverso. Lift your point. Relax your elbow, bend your elbow a bit, and flip your sword over. It's powerful. That hurts. False edge. Hits right in the wrist forearm area. As patient, I parried in guardia intrare. I went here. Now I see the leg cut. This is sweeping down, but what's really important is the foot here. you really want to move your foot out. And this is outside my leg. It's not in front of my leg. I'll be getting hit. It's outside of my leg with a firm grip. So it sweeps down like a cut, but it's about being powered by the body movement, not anything else. Turn here, turn here. Now he strikes my hand. So you see what this is like? It's like your opponent moves their knight here, you move your bishop here, then they move their pawn here, and you move your queen there. It's a chess game. It's not even that we're making mistakes. We're just making the right moves. I make my first move, got my second move. When this happens here, you see where my hand is? I'm getting struck. So, number 1, 2, 3, stop it, and thrust in the chest. He says, drive it down with your true edge. With my sword and my hand in a position where I'm getting hit by that rising falso. You see, when I'm here and here, he's going right up there. Look how fast that is. I can't just go slow motion here. I can't just take my sword this way and try to do that. That's awkward and weird. So think that the sword's going in a clockwise direction. From the reverso. Thrust. You see? Again, from the reverso. 1, 2, 3. And he does say smash it down, so make an effort to downward and then thrust in the chest using your true edge. That'll be basically in my forte. Here. Turn out here. Oh, it's going at the hand. I don't have any time to make any real decisions there. I gotta drop that. And then you can bring your foot in like that. You can even go forward if you need to. It doesn't matter. But you're going to be pretty close. Any questions? That's the whole thing. How to play chess with a sword.